Mike Gundy's a man, but is his team man enough to deal with its 2018 schedule? Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football, previewing all the schedules, 70 all the way up to number 1 as we rank them for you as well. Oklahoma State arrives at schedule number 31, and it's the easiest schedule in the Big 12. And the Big 12 is, of course, the easiest conference to analyze the schedules, because everybody's got the same schedule. Except for playing themselves, everybody's got the same schedule. So I have to deliberate greatly in the other 4 conferences. The Pac-12 to a lesser degree because they play 9 games in only a 12-team conference, so they only miss 2 opponents, so that has to be figured out. But the Big Ten is next, because they played the 9-game season in a 14-team league, and the SEC and the ACC, very difficult and takes a lot of deliberation. The Big 12, though, basically, the way they're ranked should be the difficulty of the schedule inside the league, because Oklahoma, if they're still the best team in the Big 12, they don't have to play themselves, but they play everybody else. Everybody plays everybody. So Oklahoma State, it comes down to who the teams play outside the league for the most part. For the most part, Oklahoma State doesn't have to play itself, so it doesn't play one of the better teams in the conference. Outside the conference, they've got a date at home against Boise State on September 15th. Difficult matchup against a team that I would rank as one of the 20 to 25 best teams in the country. But that follows 2 games that are complete washouts against Missouri State and South Alabama, an FCS opponent, plus a team that's one of the 15 to 20 worst teams in the country in the FBS. So Oklahoma State with a light out-of-conference touch, as they typically do. When has Oklahoma State played a really good non-conference schedule? When does anybody outside of Texas or Oklahoma in the Big 12 play a very difficult non-conference schedule? So it's number 31 in the nation. The Big 12 is fairly strong, better than the Pac-12. And since you don't miss any of the good teams in your league, sometimes I am leaning toward ranking the Big 12, the schedules, not the league itself, but the schedule is a little bit more difficult because you only get the 3 non-conference games and you have to play all the good teams. You play everybody, so you play all the good teams in your league. Meaning for Oklahoma State down the stretch, after an open date on October 20th, the Cowboys face Texas, Baylor, Oklahoma, West Virginia, TCU. So Baylor's no good. They're probably the 90th or 100th best team in the country. But other than that, Oklahoma State, Texas, Baylor, Oklahoma, West Virginia, TCU down the stretch, that's going to decide whether they are any factor in the Big 12 this year. If they're able to get by Iowa State and Kansas State in particular earlier in the season. Number 10 in the Big 12, number 31 in the nation, our schedule ranking for Oklahoma State. Would need to hear from you as well. We always invite you to comment and, of course, like and subscribe as we get you set for the 2018 college football season right here at Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football.